Let's talk about setting up your Mantis on a ready rig. So the ready rig comes with these alligator clips on the end. So the first thing you have to do is remove those. So get a 5/32 Allen and pull that screw out. Now it's pretty tight, so careful not to strip it. There's a nylon patch bonded to this screw that's kind of like a Loctite, but that will come out. Pop that out, remove the alligator clip. Now, you'll either get a button head cap screw with a 5/16 drive, or if you bought one of the earlier Mantises, we shipped them with this 3/16 drive, 1/4-20 here. Either way, they work the same. You will take your Mantis. Now, this is a quad tube. The Ready Rig bundle ships with a dual tube, which is just a little narrower and just has one return, but the process is the same. So you'll take your barrel here, just slide it on. Make sure that you have your arm extended a bit, or you will kind of hit some of the hardware back here. So we'll slide that on, rotate the barrel until you can see the thread of the Ready Rig arm, and then just attach this screw. And you want that to be nice and tight so that you don't have any play in there. Now, with the Ready Rig, the arm has kind of a thick side and then a slim side. You want to make sure that the slim side is facing up so that the Mantis doesn't hit it. If it's the other way around, you're going to have clearance issues down here. So just make sure that this kind of cheese plate area is facing down, and slide your arm back just so it clears the back pivot point here. You don't want that hitting. And that's how you mount the Mantis. So you're going to do that for each arm, and then we'll throw it on and show you how to tension. Right, so I've actually put two dual tubes on this Ready Rig now, so this is what you would get with the Ready Rig bundle. Let's go ahead and set this up. Throw on the Ready Rig. I've got the Ronin 2 here with the Blackbird Sparrow clamps on top, and then our extension handles. The same thing is going to apply if you had the ring with our gimbal ring adapters. They would go on either side, and this is what the Maglock hooks hook into. And we like to run the ring overslung like this with the Ronin mounted here. Gives you a nice range of heights. You can also do this, you just end up with a little bit lower lens height, which is nice if you want to be more in that waist zone. But we'll put that aside for now. I'm going to throw this on fully. Okay, so you'll put your Ready Rig on like normal, and off the bat here we can see the Mantis has less tension than the arms because you want both of them to move at the same time. So first I'm gonna decrease the tension of the Ready Rig by bringing the arms forward on either side. There we go. So now that's kind of a medium zone of tension. Once you do that, you can slide the arm back so that this return roller here is just in front of your pivot point. In this case, that's fully back on the arm. So now you can see we have both moving in tandem, right? Still feels like I need a little more tension out of the Mantis for this current arm tension, but let's pick up the camera first before we do that. I'm gonna slide that one back and just give it a chest here. Okay, it's a good starting point. We're definitely gonna have to add tension for this build. So I'm just gonna do that a little bit off the bat. Gonna add a little, and you're just pulling towards yourself. It'll auto lock. If you wanna feed, you kind of push away from yourself to feed up. It's easier to do when there's a weight on here. You would do this and feed in. But for now, we're just pulling to add tension like that. Okay, so let's just hook into our Ronin here using the Maglock hooks. Make sure our locks are down. We're gonna pick it up off of the stand here and just see where we're at. So hanging a little bit low. Now you can totally use it in this configuration if you want it to be low, like the Ronin is touching the ground right now. That's a great way to get a low shot and then come up to eye level like this. You can even push out like so. Or if you wanted more height, you can extend these arms out as well. But say, we're shooting a little more traditional and I want to get this camera to be floating up a little higher. it's a two-part adjustment. So one, you want to add a little bit of strength to the ready rig arm by sliding it back. Same thing on the other side, just a little bit. And then we want to add tension on the Mantis. So if we just pull on the elastic, it just pulls the arm down. So you need to take your other hand, grab your camera, lift it up as you add tension. So that just keeps that arm up. So add a little more, and I'm just pulling kind of diagonally towards myself and then letting go. So that's good on that side. Again, this side will take bungee out of the clips and can lift and pull. Do it one more time so they're equal on either side. Right about in there. You do want a little bit of a gap here because that's what allows the Mantis to do its isolating. We'll take our bungee clips and put our bungees up there. Now, right now they're both facing up. Sometimes nice to flip one so you can kind of do this wrapping motion where you go over, under, over, under. You finish it off like that. Or you can have them both facing up if you prefer to pull down each time like that. Looks a little cleaner when you do it like this. All the rubber stays in line. So now we have a super isolating system that gives us the ability to boom down. So a trick you can do with the extension handles and the Sparrow clamps, which are both available on our website, so you turn push pan on the Ronin on, pan it to the left, then turn it off, make sure to always turn it off. And now you have the camera facing left, so you could wrap around somebody by walking forward and back. You can still do your push-ins, but you just have this ability, instead of having to always be standing behind your camera, you can do really easy tracking shots by just walking forward instead of having a sidestep the whole time, which just adds your footsteps. So that's a fun trick that's really only possible with a system like this that gets the handles or the ring out of the way. So we're tensioned nice here. Say we want to do a ground scraping shot where we're just all the way on the ground. First, I would decrease a little tension on the ready rig arm. So slide it forward, just like that. I do that on both sides, like that. Now you can grab top of the Mantis. Sometimes I try and get my hands through the middle here. That's how I move the arms around. Now I want to pull the bungee out of the clips. Sometimes you can do it without removing it, but let's just do that for now. So I want to decrease tension. So I'm going to lift the camera up, pull down, feed up, and then bring my hand back towards myself. So you can think of it like up vertical is feeding and adding tension. And as soon as you bring that off of vertical, it wants to latch. So do the same thing here. I'm going to feed tension. So lifting up on the camera, feeding up, and now we're lower. We'll do a little bit more and store those away. Now that little click you're hearing is kind of the final locking of the elastic lock. It's basically just this last bit of motion here. It's just an audible indicator of like you're definitely locked. Now it doesn't mean you're not locked if you don't hear that click, because anytime you add tension here, that's automatically gonna hold that bungee in there. So now we are, if I just let go, free floating around there. Very easy. With a little bit of pressure, I can get all the way down to the ground. So this is where I would be if I was, say, following someone's feet. Now the beautiful thing is you can still come up. You know, I'm lifting maybe 8 pounds worth of the gimbal here. And I could sit here for a while, right? But this is, again, prioritizing that low mode. So those are kind of the basics of the Ready Rig. I'm gonna dock this up here again. Now to come out, I'm gonna disengage our maglock hooks and just come out and down. Again, the maglock hooks are designed to be able to be turned off so that you don't have to futz with it while you're coming out of the rig. Now, this is also a good setup for single arm handheld, so you could hang a camera off of here, run around all day like this. Or you could take a normal handheld camera with our 2 hooks, put a spud on either side and hook in like that. We did a video about this on our Instagram and the results are really cool. Really smooth, surprisingly smooth for handheld. To rig that handheld setup, we use this mid 49 NATO rosette piece, as well as a small rig 3/8 to NATO rail. So we put our spud onto the small rig piece, slide it onto the NATO, and then these go on either side of the camera, and that rotation gives you your forward back adjustment on your camera, and then the slide gives you your up down. So with a combination of those two, you can put the spuds kind of anywhere you need. So either side of the camera, any camera with a rosette or a 3/8, because I have this little rosette to 3/8 adapter, that's a really fun thing to play around with if you own the ReadyRig bundle. I encourage everyone to give that a shot and do experiment with the rig. We're excited to see how you guys apply the Mantis to your work. Hopefully it expands your creative possibilities as camera operators.